If you get stopped out, you did put your stop loss in the wrong place. But you placed it exactly where they want you to place it. And understanding where those stops will be placed in advance is a skill set that I teach. Not just simply, oh, here's a breakout, and it reverses. And if you look at what he teaches in his books, and I've said this before, initially I could not make that part work, which is selling weakness and buying strength. I just couldn't make it work for me. And because I am a contrarian at heart, I consider myself a breaker, as the Bible teaches. I'm standing in the way. And I look at things like when Larry said he wanted to know how to buy below the opening price and know that he could do it. He had one entry method called OOPS, where if you open less than the previous range and rallies back up 20% of the previous range, that's one iteration of it, by the way. He's had several iterations of OOPS over the years, but the original is simply taking 20% of the previous range, and if it opens less than or below the low of the previous range, if it rallies back 20%, he'd be a buyer of that, and then use like a huge stop loss. At the time, I couldn't weather that. At that time, I didn't have the money to be able to do that. And the guts, really. So I listened to what he said, where he admitted a weakness on his part and said he wished he knew the zip code of the traders that was buying below the opening price on large range days. So that was like, whoa. If I could figure that out, not only would I impress him, but I'd be able to do something he couldn't do, and that would feel like amazing feat. So that's what I set out to do. For years, I worked on methodology of looking at examples of where it did this and where it did that over the years. And long and short of this is sometimes I felt like I was on the right path. Other times I felt like I was completely going in a circle and wasn't figuring anything out. And then finally it clicked. By having Street Smarts book, the simplicity of just watching that book outline how the turtles, who were really big deals back then when I first started, they were the secret society of traders that everybody wanted to delve into. What were they doing? How are they making these hundreds of millions of dollars, And it came out that their strike rate was extremely low. In the 30% likelihood the trade what they would take would be profitable.